Why did I choose wildlife? I still find it hard to define what it is that I love about wilderness. It may in fact be more a mixture of passion and obsession, but I know I love it with an almost painful intensity. I can never have enough of nature. As a wildlife photographer and filmmaker, it is a lifestyle that I live and breathe. There is an insatiable desire in me to explore with my camera in hand, to try and capture a fleeting moment that encapsulates the soul of an animal. In the pursuit of the perfect shot, I have found myself waiting patiently for hours under the African sun, braving storms and freezing to the core in Norway, all in hope that I can capture something unique, a special insight into their life. And all of this drives me to speak out on behalf of wildlife, to be their voice. When I choose my equipment ahead of an expedition, I always think about what I will need to best tell my story. Each trip is different, every moment is precious, and I have to capture these rare and fleeting occasions to the highest quality, so that the images can be everlasting and impactful. Today we are lucky enough to have many cameras to choose from, but for me, the best kit has to fall into three major categories. It has to be fast, it has to be light and maneuverable, and the absolute be-all and end-all is the image quality. For me, the Sony Alpha cameras tick all the boxes. I am particularly fascinated by big cats, and when spending time with them, you try and predict their behavior and their movements, but you can never be 100% sure of what's going to happen. That is the beauty of wildlife photography, and it's this uncertainty that makes the moments more intense, more thrilling. But you have to be ready for that perfect shot, and that's why the speed of my equipment is essential. You can capture a hunt at 10 frames per second, but being able to capture it at 20 frames per second without any shutter noise is a different story, and it enables me to dissect every movement, seizing each instant with the aim of capturing the image that best represents the scene I've just witnessed. But the frame rate would be of no use without the possibility of continuously following my subject, and the fact of having a blackout-free viewfinder enables me to stay in permanent contact with the animal, all the while with my hands free of any movement, so that I can be reactive should there be even the slightest change in direction. On top of all that, the images need to be sharp, and when I say sharp, I mean in focus, even when my subject is partially obstructed from view. I need to be able to trust it and only worry about regulating my shutter speed and aperture so that I can produce the effect I'm looking for. To be honest, I know that in most cases the camera will give me great confidence, which means I can concentrate on other aspects, such as the composition of my image. But for me, the quality of the image remains the most important thing. The sensor needs to be able to capture as much data as possible in order to most accurately replicate what I see. The more information my image has, the higher its dynamic range will be. But even with the best sensors available, it's the lenses that give your image its final look. It's they that define the micro-contrast, the sharpness, the bokeh, and your image's unique identity. You can play with all the settings you want in post-production, but you will never be able to replicate the purity of a lens. And this is the strength of the G-Master range lenses that enable me to cover fields that go from 16mm to 800mm, all the while honoring the resolution of the new sensors. I can have access to the most extensive lens lineup, which is fully optimized for mirrorless full-frame system. Photography has altered the way I see things, and now my eyes continually seek the perfect light, and my world is made up for lines, depths, and movements. But through my work, I hope to raise awareness around the issues affecting our planet and enable people to be transported out into nature, to feel its power, admire its beauty, and understand its fragility. I always think if you follow what you love, it will not lead you astray. Yes, there is risk to what I do, but there is nothing more intense and hypnotic than a lion looking straight at you. But why? Because it makes me feel alive.